What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Matthew Walker. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, hope y'all doing good, staying well, staying healthy, all that great stuff, man. And we here. We at the last, making the case for the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? For the GOAT talk, the GOAT debate, the GOAT discussion. I got tongue tied there. LeBron James. Now, I don't know, bro. Like, there's so many Larry Bird fans, so many Michael Jordan fans, so many Will Chamberlain fans, so many Bill Russell fans. Bro, there's rarely any LeBron James fans on this channel, bro. Like, I come across LeBron James fans every now and then, but bro, I come across way more LeBron James hate. There's so many haters in the comments talking about LeBron James. Bro, it's like, it's disrespectful at this point, man. No cap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's been 4 of 10, made 10 finals appearances, and won 4 of them. The reason why I think LeBron deserves to be one of the greatest is because of his perseverance, him not giving up. You know how many times people keep saying he can't do this, that, and the other, and he keep trying. He goes to the finals next time, he don't make it. He goes to the finals next time, he don't win. He goes to the finals next time, he don't win. He goes to the finals next time, he wins. Next time, he don't win. Next time, he wins. Next time, he don't win, but he keep trying though. He keep trying, and you got to respect that for the fact that him, out of like 450 players in the NBA, he keep consistently being top 2 best players in the league. He's 36 right now. He just scored had a 38-point game. A lot of people going to say, but no, LeBron, you know, LeBron scoring 30. What 36-year-old, name 5 36-year-olds who can go off like that? Off the regular. I'm not talking about having one 38-point game. I'm not talking about having one 40-point game of their season. I'm talking about name 5 people at 36 years old can score 40 points if they want to, if they need to, and be cool. Not a lot of people of all time can do that, bro. No cap. And right now, I'm like defending LeBron because this is my generation, bro. This is who I grew up watching. You know what I'm saying? I respect his game so much. Why? Because he's an unselfish leader. He make passes where not a lot of people who's trying to shoot the ball would do. You know what I'm saying? And he make it to where it's like it's okay to be that guy to pass the ball to your teammates. You know what I'm saying? And rely and count them to make the shot. You know what I'm saying? He gets teammates involved more than almost anyone. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, ever since he joined the Lakers and when AD came on board, he been making the Lakers better. And in a result of that, they won the 2020 finals. I'm just trying to say, for all the LeBron haters, all the people who are not fans of LeBron, or people who don't think LeBron should be part of the greats, let's think this open-minded. All right, watch the video, and then come with your conclusions after that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't change your mind, I can't change your mind for you. That's how you think. That's how you think. I ain't mad at it. I ain't going to judge you for it. Nothing like that. I'm just saying, let's just have an open point of view. You know what I'm saying? Open aspect on Mr. James' game. You feel what I'm saying? Because he's coming close to retirement. You know what I'm saying? So once he's gone, that's it. Like, we got to understand and appreciate people's games, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen, for those who don't think that, you may not think you're going to miss LeBron James, but, bro, for sure, bro. I'm definitely going to miss LeBron. No cap. Humble dude, bro. Humble dude. Yes, he has his moments, but, bro, his self-control, in my opinion, his self-control is unmatched, bro. He has great self-control. Great self-control. The amount of hate he gets, the amount of things he don't get credit for, and he still remains poised on the court, calm, because he can't control that stuff. All he can control is what he do. You know what I'm saying? And he going to keep grinding. He going to keep going. It probably seemed like I was ranting sorry if it seemed like that. I just don't understand, like, what makes you guys hate this man so much. And by you guys, I don't mean everybody. I mean the LeBron haters. What makes you guys hate this man so much? What did he do to you? When he smacked you or something, he pushed you? He threw a refrigerator at you? Like, what did he do? You know what I'm saying? Why we hating that like that? You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. Changing his name up, like, come on, bro. But yeah, without further ado, shout out Clayton, because this joint is 31 minutes long. So yeah, we're gonna get straight in this video, man. Shout out Clayton. Yeah. If you're new, make sure you drop a like down below. Man. Drop a like, you know what I'm saying? They really do help, no cap. So let's get in the video, man. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it, man. Sorry, I'm so sorry I was talking so much.
No, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron James isn't even built like that. There's no way. There's no way.
Here we go.
Get out of here. What are you talking about? LeBron. You're making a video about LeBron being the GOAT. Get out of here.
You'd be so triggered, bro. It's crazy.
And just like that, we've started the LeBron GOAT case off right. Somebody like me makes a video like this, to which a certain segment of the population reacts by getting so mad that they start to pop blood vessels. And that's a really interesting reaction to me. I've made videos about why players like Larry Bird and Tim Duncan are the GOATs. And sure, I get some, this video is garbage because MJ is the GOAT comments, but it's mostly been people having a lovely chat about the merits and nuances of those players' careers. I don't expect that to be the case today. But why? Why is it that LeBron, more than any other player, gets Jordan truthers so defensive?
For real?
If you are one of those volatile Jordan defenders and you're racing to the comments right now, I know that there's nothing I can do to stop it. But for the rest of you, please, just humor me. Even if you think Jordan's the GOAT. Hear what I have to say.
That's all.
We all still love basketball.
That's it.
We can all still be friends.
Yeah. That's it.
When LeBron James was a freshman at St. Vincent St. Mary's High School in Akron, Ohio, he posted per-game averages of 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Irish went undefeated 27.
And you gotta respect the longevity too, bro. Longevity is everything, bro. Gotta respect that, no cap.
The final year of anonymity for LeBron James was over. In the summer between his freshman and sophomore years, James's play on the AAU circuit caught the eyes of every scout he encountered. Word began to spread far and wide about the man-child from Akron, Ohio. In his sophomore season, he saw an increase in every box score figure. His team started playing home games at the University of Akron's arena in order to seat the thousands of spectators. His team lost one game all year and won the state championship again. He became the first sophomore ever named to USA Today's All-USA First Team. He had officially entered the territory of phenom. Scouts were infatuated with James for a number of reasons. He had every measurable you could want out of a 16-year-old. Tall, strong, good wingspan, off-the-charts athleticism. But he also had superb instincts, a natural enthusiasm for the game, an unselfish play style, preternatural passing abilities, and strong leadership qualities. Which is why, in his junior year, Sports Illustrated put LeBron on its cover. Now, this cover didn't single-handedly trigger the outrageous expectations of LeBron James, but it certainly helped. The cover acknowledged James's unprecedented talent at such an early stage, while alluding to the expectations, hopes, and wonders that such an unbelievable talent would have to bear.
Plus, he got 4 MVPs, by the way, too. Just saying. Last year's Athlete of the Year, too. I'ma stop.
ESPN2 began broadcasting their matchups to the country, and Time Warner Cable started selling his games on pay-per-view for $7.95 a pop to the Akron populace. The hype was substantiated by more incredible play from James, who improved from year to year. As a junior, he was named to a second All-USA First Team and became the first junior to ever be named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. As a senior, he won a second National Player of the Year award and was named to an unheard-of third All-USA First Team. James's junior year remains the turning point of his celebrity. It was then that he went from highly touted young prospect to inheritor of the sport of basketball. And that's the thing. We as sports fans fetishize potential. The allure of the future is endless. If a player has potential, they can be anything. It hasn't happened yet, so it's still technically possible, no matter how outrageous the expectation may be. But then if they don't succeed, we label them as failures, busts. Couldn't do it, didn't pan out. Never
Right.
mind the fact that we were the ones who set the expectations to begin with. Promise is a double-edged sword, and this was promise like no other. LeBron was the first real athletic prodigy of the internet era. It was the first time that the country could whip itself up into this kind of frenzy about the next big athlete in the uber-commercialized post-Jordan NBA. These days, young prospects in every sport get enough smoke blown up their asses to host a barbecue, with top 100 recruiting lists and the videos with titles calling any prospect who hits back-to-back threes the next Steph Curry. It's too much to say that it started with LeBron, but he was undoubtedly the initial product of the hype machine we're familiar with today. He was so good at such a young age, and so many people saw him and talked about him and heard about him that the stakes were clear. LeBron James could not be a 6-time NBA All-Star. He couldn't win 1 or 2 MVPs. He couldn't be the next Tracy McGrady or the next Vince Carter. He had to be the face of the league and go down in history as one of, if not the, greatest basketball players of all time. In the Sports Illustrated article, the one that called him the Chosen One, a label that he embraced by having it tattooed on his back, writer Grant Wall recognized the absurdity of asking if a 17-year-old who still couldn't buy cigarettes was really the heir to the next generation of basketball. But after seeing LeBron and talking to him, Wall concedes that it was, indeed, the right question. Was it ever? In the 2004 NBA draft, LeBron James was the first overall selection by his hometown Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's what's up, bro.
He was selected ahead of college standout Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, who had just led Marquette to the Final Four and was named an All-American, college basketball's Player of the Year TJ Ford, and Carmelo Anthony, who had just led Syracuse to an NCAA championship. LeBron, out of high school, went ahead of all of them, with the weight of a franchise, a city, and perhaps a league on his 18-year-old shoulders. As the most anticipated basketball player since Lou Alcindor, LeBron James could not falter. What if he'd failed? What if the $100 million shoe deals and the celebrity and the fame had been too much too soon? And honestly, how wasn't it? How did LeBron not mess it all up? I don't know, but he didn't. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the incredible things that he's done since with his platform as the country's most famous athlete. He's spurred and advocated social change, especially in the realm of civil rights, from Trayvon Martin's shooting to the Black Lives Matter movement. He has been an indispensable source of goodwill and good fortune for his community. He's been the most important focal point in the era of player empowerment in the NBA. He didn't just defy the odds by not becoming a complete nutcase. He has leveraged his position, set an incredible example, and has been one of the best role models that any child or parent could ever ask for.
More than an athlete,
He's still playing, which means that all of these accolades are subject to change, and likely will. But the only assumptions I'll be making are that LeBron finished within at least the top 5 of MVP voting this year and made first team All-NBA. Which means he has been named to 13 All-NBA first teams and 16 total All-NBA teams. Both records demonstrating his unbelievably prolonged reign over the sport.
Last year,
he's won 4 MVPs in 5 years, a feat only matched by Bill Russell, and finished in the top 5 of MVP voting in all but 3 of his 17 seasons. He's been selected to 16 All-Star games, 6 All-Defensive teams, and stands at or near the top of multiple all-time statistical leaderboards that demonstrate his all-around proficiency, from playoff points scored to career assists. He has achieved such a universal and unique statistical position for a number of reasons. Namely among them, LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time. When James Naismith nailed a peach basket to a wall in a gym in Massachusetts, there was no way he could have ever imagined the game as it is today. And there is no way, not in his wildest dreams, that he could have ever imagined an athlete like LeBron. The guy is 6'8", 260, built like Karl Malone, passes like Larry Bird, jumps like Michael, and surveys the court like Magic Johnson. He's not the strongest or the fastest, but he's faster than the strongest and stronger than the fastest. He has a cocktail of cerebral perception and hand-eye coordination that has made him one of the premier passers in league history. He has a 7-foot wingspan, a lightning-quick first step, supernatural anticipation, and an IQ on both ends of the court that comes from the brain of basketball's Da Vinci. It would be enough if LeBron had just built a name and career for himself thanks to his prodigious natural talents. but he worked diligently, year in and year out, to improve himself as a basketball player. He received criticism for not using his Herculean frame to lock down opponents, and so he became a lethal defender and was twice the runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. Opponents would exploit James's lack of post game by assigning him smaller, quicker defenders. He spent the summer with Hakeem Olajuwon and became a back-down bully. To better space the floor and accommodate the modern style of basketball, he needed to improve his streaky jump shot. He became a master of efficiency, and at his best was a 40% three-point shooter. There is no aspect of basketball that LeBron James is not superb at. It's a silly hypothetical, but I think it serves my point to say that a team of 5 LeBrons would beat a team of 5 of anybody else. He always had the whole package, but he never stopped adding to it. And he's been adding to it for an insanely long time. He's been probably the best basketball player in the world since 2008 or 2009. And if your life came down to one game, he's still one of the first calls you'd make at age 35 in year 17. He can do anything, does everything, and he's never had a truly significant injury. It wasn't until 2019 that he missed a substantial amount of time because of a groin injury. And aside from some issues with cramps and some occasional back trouble, LeBron has never been a liability in that department. He has the 4th highest scoring average in NBA history, and with the way basketball is played today, he can defend point guards and centers alike. Add all of that to a tireless work ethic, an unselfish play style, and a penchant for big moments, and you get the queen of the chessboard. When it comes to playing basketball, he is the best at it. Hold on, I think I hear something. It's the sound of Skip Bayless's acolytes losing their shit in my comment section. Best player ever. Big moments? No way. LeBron's terrible in the clutch. He hates taking the last shot. He doesn't have the killer instinct. He doesn't have what it takes to come through in crunch time. I don't know where this got started or how it's been able to persist, but that sentiment is just factually untrue. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence to support LeBron's clutch ability and killer instinct. There's statistics that show that James is clutch. Evidence, analytics, stuff made by people who know how to do math and use calculators and stuff. And if you don't believe them because they're nerds and because basketball isn't just about numbers, then just look at the dude's results. He's hit clutch shots in the regular season. For the jumper for the win.
That was crazy too. That's a crazy game right there. Crazy game. Yup.
And he's hit clutch shots in the playoffs.
Not that game. He missed the free throw in overtime. If I can recall. That's crazy.
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater.
That was like slow motion, real time, bro. Another one. It's all 2018.
Don't tell me that he can't win games, or doesn't have a killer instinct, or isn't clutch, or any of that shit. He spent a lot of time playing in the biggest games too, in an absolutely loaded league.
That's a crazy pass.
He has faced Gilbert Arenas, Chauncey Billups, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Al Horford and Paul Millsap, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, Paul George, Victor Oladipo, Damian Lillard, and so on. And the players he's faced haven't just been eye-popping. He's lined up against some of the vaunted teams and franchises in NBA lore. He played the Spurs, the most successful post-Jordan franchise in basketball, 3 times in the finals. And then he faces the Warriors in 4 straight finals. Meanwhile, LeBron's teams always seem to be overachievers. In his first 7 seasons in Cleveland, his best teammate by a mile was Mo Williams. Yeah, one-time All-Star, Mo Williams. The Cavs front office can't be faulted for not trying to get LeBron help.
Come on, bro.
But they certainly deserve some criticism for failing to actually get him help. Anderson Varejao, Zydrunas Ilgauskas,
For real,
Larry
bruh.
Hughes, Drew Gooden, Eric Snow, Old Shaq, Ben Wallace's corpse. None of them were really bona fide quality contributors who, in the roles they were supposed to fill, could compete and win a championship against the Spurs or the Celtics.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Cavs' entire philosophy during his first stint in the land was, he's so damn good, we'll just bank on him putting up ungodly numbers and carrying us to a win every single night. Which he usually somehow did. And when he left, look at how the Cavs floundered. From a league-high 61 wins to 19, the second worst record in the league. Nothing exemplified the plight of LeBron more than Game 5 of the 2007 Eastern Conference Finals. With the series tied at 2 games apiece, LeBron and the Cavs were trying to pull off an upset against the former champion Detroit Pistons nucleus on their home court. With around 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter and the Cavs down 7, LeBron got fouled on a drive, and so began one of the most impressive stretches of basketball ever played in any series by any player. To say that James, at age 22, proceeded to take over the game feels like an
22 years
undersell.
old,
He
bro.
scored 29 of the Cavs' final 30 points, including
what
25 in a
we
row.
doing? Like, what we
He
talking
was
about, y'all?
transcendent,
Come on, bro.
finishing with 48 points after 2 overtimes and
Again,
the game
by y'all,
winning
I mean
late.
LeBron
It was a
haters.
performance for the ages, but it was also almost entirely necessary. When the Cavs played the Spurs in the finals that year, they lost because a 22-year-old LeBron couldn't beat the Pop, Parker, Manu, Duncan Spurs by himself.
Right.
Shame on him. So is there any surprise that he wanted to go to a real team like Miami, where he didn't have to do everything? And make no mistake, it's not like he didn't still have his Atlas moments with the Heat. Game 6 of the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat are down 3-2, coming off of the decision in the 2011
That's a tough
Finals.
shot right there,
LeBron and the Heat were under as big of a magnifying glass as you can get. In Boston, the Celtics had the chance to send the LeBron, Wade, Bosh Heat out by the historical wayside as a catastrophic failure. But then LeBron put on this face and picked the Celtics apart. He had 30 points in the first half. In classic LeBron fashion, he was everywhere doing everything. He sucked the oxygen out of the arena and never gave it back, coming through with an all-time performance in maybe the most important game of his career. 2013 Finals, Games 6 and 7, leading the fourth quarter charge in Game 6, hitting a crucial 3 with 20 seconds left to set up Ray Allen's legendary shot.
Back out to James, another 3. It's good. James knocks it down.
37, 12, and 4, plus the series
Much
icing
space.
jumper in Game 7.
Tim Duncan showing James pulls up, puts it in, 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James.
The games, series, and runs that he's had will someday fill their own multi-part documentary. We'll talk about a few more later, but the overall theme is undeniable. LeBron has lived in the playoffs and thrived under the brightest of lights, despite the unique brand of scrutiny, doubt, and criticism that is his. But none of that matters to you because of 3 things. The sources of so much of that doubt and criticism: the 2010 Eastern Conference semifinals, the decision, and the 2011 finals. All 3 events happened within the span of about 400 days. It started with the second round of the 2010 playoffs, Boston versus Cleveland. Despite having the best record in the league, the Cavs lost in 6 to the Pierce, KG, Ray Allen Celtics. LeBron's numbers look okay, but if you remember watching at the time, or you go back now and watch, you can tell that LeBron's just not there. He's
Not
checked
there at
out.
all,
No
bro.
aggression, no urgency, stretches of total detachment. He was a no-show. And no one still knows definitively why, but salacious rumors persist that you can look up for yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason, the loss amped the noise around LeBron up to new levels. He can't do it. He doesn't have it. The basketball world prepared itself for one of the most consequential free agent decisions ever. What they got was the decision. A 1-hour nationally televised special. LeBron was going to announce his decision on live TV. How could this go wrong?
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
The best basketball player in the world dumped his hometown team the most tortured sports city in America, live on television to join a super team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. He had quit on Cleveland in the playoffs and followed it up with the mother of all backstabs. The decision remains perhaps the single meanest thing an athlete has ever done to their franchise. It was mindless, shallow, insulting, and egotistical in a profound way. LeBron quickly went from one of the most popular and celebrated athletes in the country to its most hated. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert published an infamous letter tearing James apart. Fans burned his jersey in the streets. Conversations about how LeBron was wired and whether he could be the guy flooded the airwaves. But the funny thing was, I don't think anyone really faulted him for wanting out of Cleveland. It was clear that he didn't get the help that a superstar needs in order to capitalize on their talents. The criticism was first and foremost with the execution, doing it in a self-aggrandizing live TV special. The criticism quickly turned into nonsensical, inane cliches and false narratives. The same LeBron that was getting praised for his ability to cultivate camaraderie and success on abhorrent teams was now being criticized for not making his teammates fear him. Whatever that means. Was the decision the dumbest thing LeBron could have done? Yes. Was it a knife in the back of the community that had supported him as he ascended from chosen one to superstar? Yes. Was most of this criticism of his mental makeup and desire to win baseless and spiteful? Also, yes. But it probably didn't feel that way for a lot of NBA fans at the time. They hated him. He had quit on and betrayed his team. So when the Heat lost the 2011 finals, the hate boners raged in full force. And the Heat didn't just lose because the Mavs were better. They lost because LeBron choked. His scoring average plummeted to 17 points a game, down from 26 during the regular season. And of those 17 points a game, only 3 came during the fourth quarter, which is especially damning considering how tight the series was. James turned himself into public enemy number 1, promised a jewelry box's worth of rings, and when the world was watching, completely flopped. There are no excuses. I can't tell you, actually LeBron played really well, or that his team let him down. He sucked. He let them down, and they lost. It's a fact. Should it define him forever? No. Because if we take a trip into yesteryear, we can look at a young point guard on the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1984 finals by the name of Earvin Magic Johnson. The series was the first championship meeting between Larry Bird and Magic since their record-breaking collegiate showdown. The two were now the faces of a surging NBA, revitalized thanks to their mastery and rivalry. What did Magic do? He choked. Pretty hard. In Game 2, he dribbled out the final 11 seconds in regulation of a tied game without putting up a shot. The Lakers lost in overtime. In Game 4, Magic had his pass picked off with 4 seconds left in regulation of a tied game. Then in overtime, missed both free throws with 35 seconds left, with the score tied again. The Lakers lost. In Game 7, Magic turned the ball over twice in the final 90 seconds of a tightly contested game. The Lakers lost. Basketball writers were ruthless and cutting. The fact was, he didn't have what it took to come through in the big moments, despite previous evidence to the contrary. And that's not how we remember Magic Johnson. We remember him as a player who came through in big games, had big performances, and who you wanted to have the ball when the game got close. Could it be because he led the Lakers to 3 championships after his 84?
Failure is going to happen, bro. Failures and disappointments are going to happen. It's going to happen.
Haven't changed in the last 9 years. How were 3 championships and 7 more consecutive finals not some sort of redemption? Because of this right here, the Magic Bullet, 3-6 in finals series. Not that he's won 3 championships, or that he's made 9 finals, or that he spent almost the entire decade of the 2010s playing June basketball. It's that he's made it 9 times and lost 6 times. Would it be better if he were 3-0 or 3-3? It is not a meaningful or insightful conversation in any capacity to boil down a player's entire career, his contributions, strengths, weaknesses, and subtleties, to just his record in the NBA Finals. How is it that making it to the finals and losing is worse than not making it at all? If you take the time to actually look at how he ended up in those series and what he actually did in them, I have no idea how you could misconstrue his finals performances as a hindrance to his case.
For real.
We talked about 07, 11, 12, and 13. Of those four, the first was a loss to a team with an actual roster and head coach. The second was a loss that can be pinned entirely on James. And the last two were victories. In 2014, the Spurs played absolutely divine basketball. You cannot play the game better. LeBron and Chris Bosh were the only players on the roster who showed up. Nobody else, either because of age or mileage, could handle the physical toll of a fourth straight finals. LeBron led the Heat in every stat but blocks. He averaged 28, 7, and 4 while shooting 57, 51, 79 splits. As Mike Tyson said to Sports Illustrated, the Spurs won because they deserved to, not because of what LeBron didn't do. You're out of your mind if you think that the 2015 finals is a black mark on LeBron's legacy. The Cavs lost Kevin Love in the first round and Kyrie Irving in Game 1 of the finals against the Warriors. But LeBron was so supremely impressive that Cleveland actually had a prayer of winning the series, which garnered him Finals MVP votes despite being on the losing team. His averages were unreal, and Andre Iguodala won the award specifically because he kept LeBron from doing more damage. In 2017, after a super weird regular season, the Cavs flipped the switch and cruised to the finals against the new-look Warriors with Kevin Durant. LeBron became the first player to average a triple-double in the finals, but the Cavs lost in 5, keeping the Warriors from sweeping their way through the entire playoffs. In 2018, without Kyrie, LeBron had a run that was eerily similar to his 2007 run. Game winners, crazy numbers, Game 7s, the whole thing. The culmination of the run happened in Game 1 of the finals, when LeBron scored an earth-shattering 51 points, giving the Cavs a chance to take a 1-0 lead in the series. And then this happened.
Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out, throws it a Hill shot blocked.
For the past 13 years in a row.
Shout out JR though, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold him to it. I ain't gonna hold him to it.
To win the championship regardless of the roster around him. We're not gonna play the what if game, but he's proven that he doesn't need the league's all-time leading scorer as a teammate or the Zen master as a coach. He also doesn't need time off between finals. It took him 8 straight finals before he finally wore down. Give him any coach, give him any teammates, and by the sheer brilliance of his play, your team is now a championship contender. And I don't have to make the argument that 3 rings is more than 5 or 6 or 11, because that's not how we evaluate these players. We don't just look at ring totals, otherwise Robert Horry would be on Mount Rushmore. Yes, it's all about winning, but it's really not. We try to synthesize things like play style, competition, success, achievements, accolades, and the like into a more cohesive and complete picture. Just asking, did they win, when trying to argue for the greatest basketball player of all time is the wrong question, because, you know, it's a team sport. The better question to ask is which player gave their team the best chance to win? Who meant the most to their teams? And the answer to that question is LeBron James. Is there any better example of this than the 2016 finals? What other player in that situation would have been able to do what LeBron did? He didn't try to will his team to victory by just jacking up shots. He picked his spots perfectly, got his teammates involved, and inspired a belief that they could win despite the odds. The series is the perfect testimony to the value of LeBron James. They were facing the 73-9 Warriors, the best record in NBA history. Single-digit losses in an 82-game season. Cap it off with a title, and they instantly have a claim as the best basketball team ever. And after the first 4 games of the series, they have a 3-1 lead. No team in that position had ever lost. That lead in that series has proven throughout history to be insurmountable. Game 5 in Oakland. Kyrie shoots 70% from the floor to rack up 41 points. LeBron matches him with 41 of his own, plus 16 rebounds and 7 assists. Tristan Thompson is the only other Cavalier in double digits. Game 6 in Cleveland. LeBron spearheads a blowout with another 41-point performance. 41! 8 rebounds and 11 assists to go along with it. The momentum of the series has palpably shifted. Game 7 had legacy, bursting at its seams. Something historic was going to happen, no matter how the game ended. Either the Warriors were about to cap off the most successful basketball season ever, or the Cavs were going to do the unthinkable. A 3-1 comeback, their first franchise title, Cleveland's first championship in 52 years, all made possible by LeBron James. A Cleveland win in Game 7 represented the single most significant feat that any player has ever achieved. The most anticipated high school basketball player in a lifetime, who became the chosen one 45 minutes away from the team that would draft him, who took that team to brand new heights, who broke that city's heart in an astonishing way, came back to try to make things right, and was now one game away from fulfilling his promise in an unprecedented comeback against a record-breaking opponent. He isn't Michael Jordan. Don't expect him to be. He's not Magic Johnson either.
Right.
He's not Larry Bird or Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain.
Let's go, bro.
He's
Preach
LeBron
it, bro.
James, the most valuable basketball player ever. The most complete basketball player who's ever lived.
Thank you, bro.
The greatest basketball player of all time.
I already see it, bro. Don't come in the comments typing, well, don't do that. Please don't do that, bro. It's okay to acknowledge. It's okay to take a moment and just appreciate his game. I ain't asking you to say he's the GOAT, right? Like, y'all know my perspective on the GOAT. I don't have a GOAT. I appreciate basketball, so I'm not going to discredit LeBron James' game. I'm not. I appreciate his game. LeBron, to me, is for sure, without question, without hesitation, in the greats. He's for sure in the GOAT talk. Absolutely. We going to debate that he's for sure in it, bro. Because if he wasn't, it wouldn't be much of an argument, would it? You wouldn't be hearing LeBron James' name with Michael Jordan in the barbershop talks. Bro, almost everybody I meet is either a Jordan fan, Kobe fan, or LeBron fan in my generation. So it's always a constant debate. Who's the best? Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. It's always a debate, man. And to be real with you, if people saying LeBron James is trash, LeBron James is not good. If he's not good, you shouldn't have to say that, because everybody should know that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example. Say, I'm trying to think of anyone that comes to my mind. All right, Joakim Noah. I'm sorry, Joakim Noah. Shout Joakim Noah, right? But I'm just keeping it real. Joakim Noah, no one's gonna talk about Joakim Noah being part of the greats, because what? He's not. Everybody knows that, so there's no need to be an argument. So because Joakim Noah is not part of the greats, no one's gonna say, "Oh, Joakim Noah is not good. Joakim Noah is a bum. Joakim Noah is trash." No one's gonna say that, because everybody can agree that he's not part of the greats. Now, I never said Joakim Noah is not good. I'm just saying he's not part of the greats, right? But because LeBron is. That's all we hear. LeBron's trash. LeBron's not good. LeBron's this. LeBron's that. If LeBron actually was not good, everybody would know that. No one have to argue that. But the fact that he is always an argument. So the fact that you keep saying LeBron James out of your own mouth, you keep saying his name can come out of your mouth, then in that case, that argues to the point that he is in the GOAT talk, that he is one of the greats. It's just self-explanatory. Greatness always get haters, bro. No matter who you are, you part of greatness, you're going to get haters, bro. You're going to get haters. You know what I'm saying? Eminem got haters. Lil Wayne got haters. You know what I'm saying? But you can never, ever discredit their longevity. The longevity is crazy. The fact that they keep on coming on top, that's so hard to do, bro, because there's so many people. There's so many people, bro, who'll be good for 3 or 5 years. And that's it. LeBron's been good ever since his junior year. His junior year's been on the top. ever since his junior year to now, bro. And still, right now, he could have won MVP last year. Come on, bro. Like, what do you want me to say? How much more you want from him? How much more you want from him? You feel what I'm saying? Real talk, bro. So, yeah, that's a great case from Clayton. I can't wait to hear people in the comments, bro. I really want to hear your perspective. What y'all think about it? You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I'm gonna do my best to respond to every comment. But if you're gonna hate on this dude and just say, yeah, nah, he's not good, and not even consider what Clayton said in this case, then it's kind of like no matter what I say to you, you're not even gonna consider that because you're already just, you know what I'm saying? You're not open-minded to the fact that he could be the GOAT or in the GOAT talk. You're not open-minded to it. So why talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Why should I have to, you know what I'm saying, try to meet ends with you? It doesn't make no sense. So yeah, man. Hope y'all enjoyed. This is the longest video I've ever made on YouTube so far. I have all my 550 uploads. It's because this is actually the 550th upload on YouTube. I keep count. But hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure y'all drop a like. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for love and support. Really, really do. Thank you. I appreciate and love every single last one of y'all. And yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this video, man. Hope y'all stay well, stay healthy, stay blessed. Like us very much, man. Peace. I'm out.